Look at this curious thing. Well, this brings like a new definition to weed eater, right? She's helping me weed the plants. Thanks, Stella. You gotta love it. So I'm sitting on the porch here, you guys, and I thought I might share this before I got into what I wanted to get into. But let's take a look real quick. So I'm sitting on my porch. This is property in Houston, and we got a couple pepper plants right here. This one, I feel like this one might be my favorite because someone actually stepped on it and trampled the poor thing. But you guys, look at this beautiful. Where is it? Come here, baby. Look at that. We got peppers on it. Not just one. Boom. Two. All right. So I have my little rosemary right here. I have not had the best luck with rosemary. So fingers crossed that this turns into a big, beautiful bush. This, I'm real disappointed. I'm going to have to find this somewhere else. This is, you have to excuse Stella. She wants to be in here. Pineapple sage. I love this stuff. I grew it last season. Absolutely love it. But I haven't been able to find pineapple sage in the stores. This is another plant that I planted. This is definitely a pepper plant. I think it's a gypsy pepper. I can't remember which one, but look at this beautiful thing, guys. Look at that. This is the only one thus far. Lots of flowers on it, but only one pepper, and that's okay. I'm happy for the one. And then I stuck this little guy in here to see what it was gonna do. Can you guess what it is? I'll give you a hint. I'll give you a hint. Let's see. Look at that. Look at that. Can you guess what that is? Stella, no digging. So this is one of my eggplants that I have here. So got a little eggplant growing on there. Yay! All right. And look at those we got growing in the gardens. All right, so this video, let's get down to it. We saw what's growing and everything, but I wanted to share with you guys what is in my survival or my Go Tote, right? So most of the things right here, you know, I know people have Go bags and stuff like that, and that is great, but I have my things in this tote, and if I need a bag, I have a backpack. Trust me, when you have kids, you got backpacks, and one thing we do is get nice quality backpacks so we can use them for more than one school year. Anyway, so we have backpacks. We can throw things in a backpack if we desire. But we have this Go Tote as well that we can pack with us in case of emergencies. So I threw this one in here. This doesn't stay in the Go Tote, but I definitely wanted to get it some play. But this is the 6-hour safe heat chafing fuel. I get these from Sam's, hence the members mark, right? But I get these from Sam's, and I try to keep these stocked up, and I have more than one. Remember, prepper speak, 2 is 1, 1 is none. But I really start stocking up on this, you guys, after we had that whole Texas freeze, the snowpocalypse, whatever you want to call it. And these are great to be able to heat up food, you know, soup, just whatever it is, but they are absolutely great for, you know, being able to heat some things up. So I threw that in there because I wanted to share. All right, I'm just going to go through it, you know, as we got it. So looking at this, this is, I have one of those, solar power generators, and so this right here is going to be all the cables that I need for that generator. So, you know, I have my cords here to be able to plug things up, my appliances up to it, you know, whatever I'm going to plug up to it to get them power. You know, I have my power cord in there, and also the instruction manual, you know, how to use it. And so let's take a pause right here and talk about instruction manuals and things like that. You want to make sure you have some type of instruction manual, or, you know, you may want to make like some type of some index cards with some quick instructions, because when a shift situation occurs or we get panicked, we can't think properly. And so you want to be able to start your things up effectively and efficiently, as you would. So any type of directions, your owner's manuals, things like that, those are definitely a good things to have. You definitely want to have additional power cords as well. Don't get caught up in just like, oh, well, since, I have Apple products, I just have an Apple charger, because I find that I have Apple products, but there are other devices that I use that need to be charging that use other cords and things like that. So you want to make sure that you have various cords. Let's go here. Batteries, right? You're going to need your batteries. And you want to get different size and different types of batteries. So as you see here, I have AA and AAA. And that's one of my weak spots here because I just have these two kinds. And so one thing I'm going to be doing is stocking up on C, D, those big blocks battery things that they have for like flashlights and stuff. Look at this girl. For flashlights and stuff like that. And even some of those, those round silver batteries that go in like remote controls, those would also be great to have, just in case you have some of those batteries that go out and they need to be replaced. So let's keep going. This thing right here is actually great. It's an adapter. I'm sorry, an inverter. A power inverter. And so this thing right here I use, let's say if I'm out and hold on, you guys, Stella is in the garden about to dig up my pepper plant. No, Stella, no. Okay, so let's say we're on the go, and when I say on the go, we're in the car or something like that, but we have things that have to actually be plugged up. And so we don't have a Jeep that may have a power, outlet in there. So this will come in handy. You just put it in the cigarette lighter and, you turn it on, and then you're able to plug up some things that need to, that could have needed to be plugged up. You also have some USB ports in that as well. All right, so this thing is great. This is like one of those hand crank radios. It's the Run and Snail. I got this thing off of Amazon. I didn't spend much for it, but if you look here, it's AM FM radio. There's an SOS thing out right there. It's solar powered. I repeat, solar powered. You guys, I'm absolutely nuts behind things that are solar powered, because that means that we don't have to plug them up and things and all of that stuff, because what if our plugs don't work because there's no power? So this is solar power. It has a flashlight at the end that has different levels of brightness. There's also an antenna and a hand crank on the back of this thing, so I can crank it up if need be. All right, so what this is it's like one of those propane cord things. I don't know the proper name for it. You guys forgive me, but I have one of those Camp Chef stoves. And so that thing is awesome, because in the event of any type of shift grid down situation, if we lose all power, I will not be using my stove that takes a 220 plug. I won't be using that. So instead, we'll probably be cooking either on cooktops or using propane with the Camp Chef or grill or something like that. And so this makes sure that I can get propane, to my stove or anything else that I may need this propane line for. Okay. I can't express how important lights are. I cannot express to you how important lights are. And so lights, and not just any lights, but bright lights. Now, some of us that stay in the city, we may be, accustomed to using our cell phone for that flashlight feature. But when you stay out in total darkness, especially if you're staying on some land or whatever, you need some lights, because you need to light up an area. I know at my acreage out there in the country, a light is necessary. You want to be able to see people approaching, animals, all of these things. You want to be able to light it up. It makes it a little bit harder for predators and things like that to hide, and you need to be able to see for your own safety. So we have matches, okay? Not just any kind of matches, you guys, but these are waterproof matches. Absolutely love these things. Shift situations don't just take place when it's bright and sunny outside and no rain in the freaking forecast, right? If you live in those areas, and you know, I live in Houston, you guys, and so we get hurricanes and things like that. Or hurricane will knock out your power real quick, and it's like a question mark as to when it will be restored. And so, you know, when you're in the middle of a hurricane, sometimes you may have some dry parts, but not all the time is everything dry where you can just use it, right? So you definitely have, we have waterproof matches, something that will work for us, even if it's wet. Also, we have fire lighters, fire sticks, and a flint striker. Now look, I'm gonna be the first to admit, I don't know a damn thing about rubbing two freaking sticks together to make a fire. I don't know about that. I don't know. So for me, you know, this this lens striker is going to come in handy when I need to make a strike in order to light something. Again, we have waterproof fire sticks. So if we need to make a fire, we can make a fire, and it doesn't necessarily have to be dry, because not all situations will everything just be dry outside. Matter of fact, I'm sitting outside right now and it's about to rain. So that just goes to show. We sometimes forget about things like that, being able to make, you know, a flame to have a fire. And it's not until we get put into those situations, it's like, oh my God, I wish I had a lighter, or, you know, a set of matches, or, you know, whatever it is. So speaking of lighters, you know, I have a couple of these things right here, and I love these, especially this one, because it bends. So, you know, if I need to get into some tight spaces, you know, I can definitely do that. It's refillable. So I can always refill this thing if I need to, and it will continue to work for me. Now, if you could see my face right now, I would look like the emoji with the heart eyes and everything, because I absolutely love this product right here. Hot hands, if you listening, reach out, holla at your girl, because I need to endorse you. But as we know, nothing will be done for free. So hot hands. Let me tell you, when we had the snowpocalypse, the freeze, I came across these. I was so glad that I had already had them on deck. I seen them at Walmart, and I kind of just grabbed like a few, you know, I mean, we'll say a few packs of them. And so when we had the freeze, OMG, you guys, we shook these things up to activate them, and we started stuffing them in socks and, you know, different places, in the freaking sheets, you guys. These things are amazing. This thing, this pack right here is a pack of 8. It's 8 pairs. Okay, 8 pairs, so a total of 16 warmers. And once you activate them, they give off up to 10 hours of heat. There was no lacking in the heat. So it's not like one of those things where it says, hey, we give out 10 hours worth of heat, and then 3 hours later it's gone. No, it is not like that. So those are absolutely great. All right. So also in my kit, you know, I have some snake bite kits. And so yeah, the snakes are everywhere, you guys. We have snakes out here in the city. You come across them, especially this time of year. I know on our we have the Nextdoor app, and there's constantly people on there taking pictures like, hey, you guys, what type of snake is this? Out there on in my country property, we have copperheads, we have black garden snakes, and, you know, all types of things. So just in case, and this just isn't like one of those shift situation items. This is like, just be prepared and know what's around you type items. When I saw this, I had to have it. Okay. This is blood clot powder. Now, for those of you who have homesteads, for those of you, you know, who have farms and stuff like that, who are, even if you don't have either one of those things, but you're working on being more self-sufficient, maybe you just have one of those jobs where there's a lot of accidents, you're an accident prone person. In the middle of a shift situation, you guys, we may not be able to get to a hospital. We may not be best friends with a physician, you know, a doctor or someone that can come to our aid. And so if we hurt ourselves, then, and we can't get to a place to where we need stitches or, you know, whatever it is, then this can be used to clot the blood, to help clot the blood. We also know that there are natural things that you can use, such as plantain and things like that, that will also help you. Plantain is like nature's band-aid. Let's keep going. So we talked about the lighters and, you know, these things here, right? Did I talk about the fire lighters? Yes, I did. Let's see, what else did we have in here? So these things right here. This is anti-radiation tablets. Hold on, I wanted to kind of like clear up for us. Anywho, these are anti-radiation tablets, and so what this is, in case of any type of nuclear event, then you will begin taking these tablets so that you wouldn't have radiation poisoning and things like that. And so this is something that I definitely want to get more of, but we never know, you know, what's going to happen. So we have those. Of course, we have tea lights up in here. Plenty of those. And I have a few of these 100-hour candles for emergency and survival. So it's kind of, for me, it's kind of like the chafing candles, but these are 100 hours. They last a hell of a lot longer. And so you're able to do what you need for a lot longer time. Now, let's take a look at this. These, you guys, life straws. And so what these life straws are, in the event that I'm not able to find clean, suitable drinking water for me and my family, then we can make clean water as long as we have water around. Now, in the city, so there's been talks about droughts and water shortages. We've already seen that with farmers in California with their 0-gallon water allotment, which is absolutely gross, that the farmers are not able to take care of their farm with no water allotments, right? It's crazy. It's insane. So in the city here, in the event of a drought or stuff like that, of course we prepare, but just in case we have to do something drastic. So let's say here, prime example, we have those big trash cans that we get from the city here that we set our trash cans out. And so a lot of times when they switch companies, they don't confiscate those big trash cans. And so we have like 2 or 3 of them in the back, but they only will pick up one of them. Makes no sense. Seems like a waste of money, right? So we can take that and we can fill that and use that as water storage. You can clean it out and use it as water storage. But it may not be necessarily clean enough for us to drink. So hence we have these water straws here. So with these water straws, we're able to make any water into drinkable water. Let's say I'm out on my property in the country. We have a pond there. Now, I'm just going to be honest. I'm not going to take a cup and go dip that joker in the pond and be like, oh yeah, refreshing water. I think not. I think you might want to dip the cup in there and then sip it with one of these water straws. You know, I don't want that extra algae up in my water. So we have these, and what I've done is I've got one of these for each member of the family. So we will have water, because when shift events take place, we don't necessarily have a timeline as to how long they will be. Now, I am not sponsored by Alexa Pure. Alexa Pure, if y'all want me to do a sponsorship and tell people how much I love you guys, hit me up. I will be happy to do it for a fee. Or you know what? Maybe you don't even have to pay me. I just need another Alexa Pure and some Alexa Pure products. Here we go. So Alexa Pure. Now, some of you have heard of Berkey water filtration systems. And so when I bought my water filtration systems, I compared the two. And as you can see, this was the choice that I made. And I have not been disappointed. So with Alexa Pure, the water filtration system, it's going to filter out your water for you. It's going to even take out some of the heavy metals and things like that. And so what I've done here is I've ordered extra backup filters so that we can have safe, clean water to drink. One of the things that got me, you know, with the Berkey and the Alexa Pure, these filtration systems, is how long your filter will last you. And so this filter, I forgot how many hundreds of gallons, or is so many hundreds of gallons or whatever of water that this thing will clean up for you. And so once you figure out how much water you're using, you and your family, this thing will last you quite a while, right? So anyway, you guys, that really wraps up, you know, what I have in my survival tote here. Please leave me a comment. Let me know what you guys have in your survival tote. I know there's a lot of things that's not in here that you guys may have, or that may be Prepper 101. But just remember, I never claim to be an expert. I'm a novice. So, and this is why we build communities, so we can all grow together. Until the next one, you guys.